forgot. Hey, we're recording now. Oh man. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We back again. We back at it again.
Back at it again, man. It's good, bro.
Just got back from Madrid. Yeah,
amazing time.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Madrid episode. To come
Madrid
out.
Episode
it's gonna be hot,
and it's gonna be hot. We're gonna explain to the people. They're gonna be able to see what went down in Madrid.
Yeah, you're gonna see what kind of crazy stuff we did. It's gonna be hot like hot sauce.
Crazy but halal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was everything was legal. Let's just say
everything was legal.
So yeah.
What's good though, bro? So what's popping?
Still a little bit sad about what happened though on the way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro. That's messed up, man.
Heathrow, nothing against London. Nothing against London. I still love London to death,
bro.
It's just
the homie, somebody stole a home. So basically, let me break it down a little bit. So, on our way back from Madrid, we had a layover in London, Heathrow Airport, and we researched online that we don't need to take the PCR test to come back to Saudi Arabia. Once we got to the airport, they said, no, you need the PCR test. You can't get on the plane. So we missed our flight. We had to stay overnight. Shout out to Nabil and his brother, Nasser. They looked out for us. They picked us up from the airport. We stayed a night in London. They had our bags for 2 days, right?
2 days, because when we came back the next day, they still didn't have our bags on the flight.
So basically, the bags were stuck in London for 2 nights.
Yep.
Bruh. And then it gets bad.
It gets bad.
So Q go to the airport to pick up the shoes, and he had 20...
No, the bags.
He had a $20,000 pair of sneakers that somebody stole out of his bag.
Yeah, for those of you guys who follow us on Instagram, you might have saw the post.
Wow.
It was the Dior.
So what's up with it? Because I'm a little old head, man. I don't get the new thing where sneakers are costing $20,000.
I didn't either. I just found out that
I don't know where it missed me. Wow.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day, $100 shoes was a lot.
So when you told me, man, them sneakers were $20,000, I was like, bro, I'm hitting up Heathrow. I'm sending them Twitter messages, Instagram.
When I noticed that the shoes were gone, because you see, the thing with those shoes was it was a gift. I can't say which A-list celebrity gave it to me, but it was a gift.
Dad,
so it was a sentimental value that hurt.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah, so
next time, don't wear nothing cost 20. No shoes. At least, don't take
strap that
strap it up on your strap it up on you or keep it in the house. And, you know what I mean? But, man, $20,000 sneakers. But don't worry, God willing, you'll get that back. The podcast show business that you got working on. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that you're working on to bring but really you the man when it comes to bringing a authentic Korean barbecue restaurant to Saudi Arabia.
Yes,
to Riyadh. That's for those who never tried Korean food, barbecue.
Which I'm pretty sure they all have.
Bro, you got to try it.
Korean barbecue. That's the beef and leaf. The beef and leaf.
So Q is bringing it here, God willing.
Yes, sir.
So what's up, man?
Shout out to Nick, because Nick's one of our partners.
Shout out to
Nick. Hooking it up too.
Nick, the homie, man, is another Korean. Korean Americans are cool though, bro. Because Nick is another cool dude.
That's why you're honorary Black Ian.
I'm a Black Ian, man. Give me that
Black
passport,
Korean. No, but yeah, those shoes did hurt. I mean, I remember. So I opened up the bags as soon as I got it.
Yes.
In front of them.
Yes.
And as soon as I opened up, everything fell out, which was closed up. So I already knew. And right then I knew, I bet you they got the shoes.
Bro, why y'all got to break in people's bags, man? You got a job. Use a rubbish container as a human being.
Yeah.
So did that sound British? Because I think.
Well, bloody. You have to have that bloody accent.
I got to hit him with a.
Are they bloody mental?
This is rubbish. You taking a mick out of us, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? You stole our stuff, bro. Don't let me catch you slipping with them on, bro. The outlaw might come out of me. So you stole.
I looked it up. I was like, it's fine. Maybe they needed it.
Man,
inshallah.
Maybe they need it and get a job.
Let me look it up and see how much it is. I'll just purchase one. And then I was like, oh, hell no. Heathrow, give me back my shoes. I was like, hell no.
Heathrow did hit you back though, right?
Yeah. After we posted it, I guess
they tried. Well, they tried.
All our viewers reposted it, and I think that's what helped. The fact that
Heathrow, they need to get this right because a few people complained about losing their items and people breaking in their bags at Heathrow. Heathrow, I don't know. That's like
they stole my laptop.
That's like Compton of the airports.
Yep.
Heathrow, y'all getting a bad rep out there, man. That's like having a layover in Compton.
And ghetto fabulous,
and you got the wrong color on, man. Fix that,
Heathrow. Exactly. Fix that, man. So they did hit me back, but honestly, those shoes, I'm not gonna get them back. They're probably already sold by now.
Yeah, they probably on, man.
Or the dude who stole it gave it to his girlfriend, and all they have to say.
If you stole it, and you looking, man, you's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Now let's go.
Those of y'all in London,
let's go on with the show.
If you see anybody all of a sudden showing up with size 8, US 8, Jordan Dior's, That's mine. All right. So
Let's
yeah,
go, bro.
But aside from that, though, it was a phenomenal
good trip.
man.
Definitely, hands down. But when they see the episode, they're gonna know what we talk about. You know what I mean?
And most of y'all saw our story, so you guys know
they get a hint.
What went down. Yeah,
you know what I mean. They get a hint.
Yep. So it's gonna be great. We're just waiting on the because I'm a perfectionist. So the editing, I'm like, no, it needs to be more. It needs to be more better, which that's not even
the correct
vernacular, but.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. So
we dropping soon, bro.
Yeah, so we're dropping this one before that one. And then now that the giveaway is going to start on that one. So
on the next one, the Madrid.
The Madrid one is when the giveaway starts. So we want to.
Let's get it popping.
We want to make sure it's perfect. But yeah, man.
What else is new, man?
Aside from that, man, I'm kind of sad I'm back. Nothing against Saudi Arabia, but
I'm happy I'm back, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I got back.
That's because your family's here.
Yeah.
I came back to an empty house. So it was like, oh, crap. At least in Madrid, you know,
you was having a good time.
I had you guys there, you know,
with family for sure. You know what I mean. When you go to a foreign country and you're alone without family, it's difficult. Hands down. You know what I mean. Like I couldn't see myself being here without my family, bro. I think I'd be aggressive and like I couldn't do it. So salute to you, bro. You making it happen. 3 years now. You know. So what I mean?
There's a saying that I want to cite.
Yes.
And I want your thoughts on it.
Yes.
Okay. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. What do you think that can mean?
Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. True.
Right?
So, for example, because you can be a slave to money. You know what I mean? So, but if you use money as a servant and you use it to serve people, you use it in a good manner, you know what I mean? Then you're the master over the money.
Exactly. Yeah, I believe that too. Like money could either be in charge of you,
yes,
like a master, and you're a slave, like you said,
yes,
or you could be in charge of them.
Exactly.
So don't let money take over your life. You need to take over your money.
Exactly. And I read something similar to one of the early scholars of Islam. He said a similar quote where he said, "As long as you hold money in your hand and not in your heart, you will be okay."
Exactly.
It's not, not the 100% quote, but in those words, something similar to that. You know what I mean? Hold it in your hand, not in your heart.
Because if you hold it in your heart, that's when the greed comes.
It's greed, and when you lose it, because you can lose it, you'll be destroyed.
You'll be devastated.
When you hold it in your hand and you lose it, keep walking. You know what I mean?
And the reason I wanted to bring that up, and I'm glad you said that, because that's what happened with the shoes.
Oh, definitely.
You feel me?
Definitely.
That's how I felt with the shoes.
Good.
I had it in my heart.
No, but even when one of the things that what you said is what was amazing when you came to my coffee shop after, you know what I mean? You found out that they stole your shoes, and I was like, look, man, don't worry, you'll get it back. If it's not the shoes, but you'll make the money, whatever, to get it back. You was like, you know what, man? I did a lot of bad in my life.
Karma.
And this is the way, like, this is a good mindset, bro, because sometimes we got to look at it like that. Like you said, I did a lot of bad in my life. I got away with a lot of bad. Yeah. And that's like karma that came back. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you said that,
taken away from me.
When you said that, I said that's a good understanding to have.
You got a tear? No, I touched you.
You touched me, bro. But I said I like that. You know what I mean? Because whatever happened in life, you know what I mean? Our show, we touch upon various different topics. You know what I mean? I'm Muslim, you Christian. We don't really sit. We try to show our best of what we represent and what we believe in and our actions. But there's a saying in the Quran when Allah says, whatever evil befalls you is from what your own hands put forth, but we forgive most of it. So we believe in, even as Muslims, whenever we go through hardship, it's something that we done and it came back on us. Yeah. And it's also a mercy. You know what I mean? That we got it paid in this life and not the next life. So when you said that, I was like, man, Q, man, you might as well just take your Shahada live on the podcast, bro. You thinking like a Muslim, bro.
You're rubbing off on me in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Yeah. You got me thinking a lot more, and you got me thinking with the open mind. With the clear mind, actually. Not open mind, a clear mind.
For sure.
You know, so.
Now you handle it like a champ, bro.
Yeah. So but aside from that, so a lot of stuff that we've gone through, with that being said, you know, with all, like I was saying, like all the bad stuff I did in the future and in the past, is catching up with me in the future.
Yes.
When you fail big.
It's another quote.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So when you fail big, because that's how you're gonna learn how to fail in the future. You know what I mean? Like when you fail, or that's how you're gonna learn how not to fail in the future.
Okay, you gotta explain that. It might be a little too deep for my understanding.
So the way I took that is when you fail, don't like let it. If it's hard, if it's a big fail, take it like a man or like a champ.
Of course.
Because then from there you're gonna be able to learn how not to make that same mistake and fail again.
And you bounce back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. This boy deep today.
Yeah, I'm on it.
I don't know what happened today. That boy deep.
No, but that Money is a Terrible Master one.
That's heavy.
You know, shout out to La Lisa Manoban. You know, she's a K-pop star.
Bro, that's heavy because the words. That's heavy.
Yeah, that was from her music, her dance performance. But yeah, she's one of my favorite K-pop stars, though.
Word?
Like, I don't like K-pop.
What's K-pop? Is it
Korean pop?
Korean pop. I think
which is funny. I don't know why they call it K-pop, because if there's pop music in British, it's not called British pop.
I guess they wanted to stay in their own lane. You know what I mean?
But K-pop was made by everybody else outside of Korea. Like Americans, British,
Americans.
They made that up.
Yeah, I guess they wanted their own lane. You know,
but that's all right. We'll take it. We have our own genre. What's up? No, but you see, like I told you, I'm really big on the underdog.
Yeah,
like I love the underdog stories, and the reason why Lisa is one of my favorite K-pop stars, is she's not Korean.
Okay.
And she's making it in Korea.
Okay, man. Like you about to be in Saudi making some good authentic Korean restaurant food.
Exactly.
Okay? So you know what I mean?
Yeah. So she's not Korean. When she first went there to be a trainee, she didn't speak a lick of Korean.
She's an American lady.
She's Thai.
Thai.
She's Thailand.
Cousins.
And in Korea,
cousins, son.
Yeah, I consider it cousins. But Koreans, they look at Thai as like.
Can I ask you something, bro?
Like the ghetto of Asia.
Yeah, I feel you. So listen, when you look at black people, maybe you different because you grew up in America. Do we all look alike to you?
Huh?
Do we all look alike?
No.
Because you can differentiate.
Yeah.
So you can tell.
Honestly, white people look alike to me.
All white people look alike to you. So you can tell, for example.
You kind of sound Asian there. Look alike to you?
Look alike to you? Huh? Look alike to you, huh?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't even get you. That was funny, though.
Nah, that was funny, bro. No, so because I really can't differentiate certain Asians. Like, I really can't see the difference between a Korean and
Chinese and Japanese. Those
Chinese and
hardest.
Japanese. It's very hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very difficult.
Sometimes it's hard for me too.
But you can go to America because you grew up in the States.
Yeah.
So African Americans, for example, we African descent, people of color, but of course we lived in America for hundreds of years, so we look different than a person from Africa.
Yeah.
Because we mixed up. You know, we lived in I can look at a person and say he's from Africa.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But when they come to America, I wanted to know that do the Asians look at us like that? Like all of them look alike. All these Negroes look alike up in here.
Actually, yeah, they do.
They do, but you don't because you born here.
You know, I grew up in all different nationality hoods.
True.
I did have that stint where I lived in Compton for a little bit.
True.
That Pico Rivera where it was all Latino.
Essays, Mexican. Yeah.
And then Downey, California was all white at one point.
Dope.
You know, what I talked about earlier.
And that's crazy that American is still segregated in some way.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. Shoot. That white neighborhood I lived in,
it's the hood now?
Elementary, mid,
yeah,
high school, it was everybody now. Like
everybody did.
Like that summer, everybody just moved.
Yeah, but most of it, unfortunately, it's still a lot of segregated.
There is a lot
of. The only thing that changed it is money. Like you have to have a certain amount of money to live in this area.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain amount. So it still got segregation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What else is good with you, bro?
Nothing, man. Aside from that, man, I mean, even though that happened in London.
Yeah, yes. You bounced back though.
It hurt me.
Yes.
Just because of the sentimental value part.
Because it was given to you as a gift.
The person that gave it to me.
Who gave it to you, bro?
I can't say it.
Huh?
Shout out to you though. You know who you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that's because when I used to work in Hollywood, there was a lot of things that I did just from the kindness of my heart.
For sure. Yeah, you got a good heart. To be honest, this is a good dude, bro. May Allah give you hidayah because you're a good dude. Appreciate it. But you bounce back. You bounce back strong though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like just taking $20,000 and throwing it. I would have never put them on my feet if they cost $20,000. I'm old school, bro.
If I knew that, I would have sold it. I'm just kidding. If in case that person's watching, I'm just kidding. I would never sell.
We gonna find out who gave them these shoes on one of these shows, bro. You gonna spill the beans.
Yeah. But no, okay. So right now, the hot topic that I'm hearing everywhere.
Yes.
There's two things. One's a movie, which I'm gonna explain, and then I'm telling you, everybody's talking about it.
Yes.
The topic I'm hearing right now is people, everybody's saying, man and woman, mostly women. Yes. There's no reason to hit a woman. The reason I'm bringing this up because the last 2 episodes we were talking about.
Yes,
about that.
And
so
some of these are
true or false. There's no reason to hit a woman.
True.
Really? There's no reason?
True.
Like, listen, you shouldn't hit a woman.
I'm old school. May Allah forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not just gonna let you beat me up. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
I don't think the woman deserves to get hit, but I think a woman should. I don't think a woman should be trying to fight a man. So when you have incidents where a woman is trying to fight a man, sometimes she might get hit back. You know what I mean? Like I would tell my daughter, look, never put your hands on a man because you cannot beat a man. He's more, he's stronger than you. He can hurt you. So I believe, I'm not saying that they deserve it. I'm not saying, but there's cases where a woman might get hit by a man because she put herself in that situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She put herself in that situation by attacking a man and punching a man, whatever. So if you get hit back, you shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean?
And I tell my daughter that too. I told her, look, if you're gonna hit somebody, man or woman,
be prepared to get hit back.
Exactly. You better be prepared to get hit.
Be prepared to get hit back, man.
But the thing is,
as far as like abuse, like you got jokers who just hit women, cowards, you know what I mean? Yeah. Husbands and whatever you want to call them, boyfriends, whatever, they just abuse women. That's different.
Yeah. But
if a woman just run up on me and start swinging, man, I don't know. I might hit somehow. A reaction might do this.
Yeah. But just long as you know
I'm not saying that I hit women.
No.
Listen, I don't say I hit women, but you might get a little bit of this. You know what I mean? How do Floyd do it? He twists it a little bit. Just don't hit a man. Yeah.
Now, with that saying, it's false.
Yes.
Because you and me, we both are believers of you don't ever lay a hand on a woman.
So that's false. You're right.
But the reason it's false, even though we believe, and I'm pretty sure most of the viewers that watch are also believers of this, that we have the gentleman in us.
Of course.
That we would never lay our hand on a woman.
Exactly.
But doesn't mean that there's a reason not to.
Exactly.
Like, there are reasons.
Some of these women, like UFC fighters, you ain't just about to run up on me and start swinging.
Here's a good example. And I know everybody who's been in a relationship has gone through this.
Yes.
No, you guys are getting a heated argument.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, you're getting angry. And so she's like, oh, what? You're going to hit me? Go ahead. Hit me. For 3 hours, she's daring you to hit her.
I haven't.
Don't be surprised if he hits you.
No, I get what you're saying, but because thank God, and this all come down to me, upbringing.
Yeah.
For example, most Muslim women, if we raise our daughters properly, they won't, that stuff, hit me, I dare you hit me. You usually find that in the hood,
that's
ghetto, a different type of mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you raise your daughters on, like when they have that Islamic, and this is why I'm bringing it up, because we believe as Muslims, everybody have their place. Like Allah says in the Quran, we believe a man and a woman is equal. They share the same deeds, they share, you know what I mean? But when it comes to certain things, a man has, priority over a woman because, for example, Allah says that for example, a man in Islam should be the provider of the house. He should pay the bills. We don't believe that we're equal. You go over there, this woman is a construction worker, her husband is a construction worker too. No, the woman in Islam, if she say, I'm never getting off this couch other than going to do what I have to do around my house, the man still have to go work. Even if a woman in Islam have $1 million in a bank account, the man cannot take a penny from her without her permission. He still got to go get a job. He still got to provide. You know what I mean? So when you have a certain way when you raise to know everybody have a position to play. So usually when you hear these women say, I dare you to hit me, I dare you, they wasn't raised properly. You know what I mean? They don't understand their place. You feel me? So alhamdulillah, inshallah, God willing, you become Muslim, you marry a Muslim woman, I'm gonna keep getting you on air, off of air. But what I'm the reason why I can speak on this because I live both lives.
Yeah,
I come from what we call pre-Islam, where I've been around people that had that mindset. And then when you become you become Muslim and you marry someone who was raised by a good father, good mother, and they teach him like this is your husband. He has a certain level of you know what I mean. A respect, and he also have a certain level above you where you have, not that you're not equal, but when it comes to certain things, you have to respect him. You know what I mean? So it's rare, not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm not going to say that every Muslim woman is perfect. It's like there's no perfect Muslim man, there's no perfect Muslim woman. We have shortcomings. I'm not saying marriage is perfect, but that type of behavior usually is not found on someone who tried their best to follow Islam properly. You know what I mean? So thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you hear now in Saudi Arabia, you see women driving. You're not seeing women jumping out their cars and flicking people off. Like we see this in America.
Yeah.
Though. A woman would flick you off.
Yeah.
A woman would jump out the car with a bat.
Yeah.
You don't see that here.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That was like the big discussion going around all over social media and like YouTube and all that. There's people always posting videos about that. Is it true that there's no reason to hit a woman? You might not. You don't have to hit a woman. You shouldn't hit a woman.
Shouldn't hit a woman.
But doesn't mean that there's never a reason to.
Yeah, so a woman might just jump.
There are sometimes, like for example, here's a good one. You're married to somebody.
Yes.
You go to work. You're working hard to provide for your family.
Yes.
You come home and you find her with your next door neighbor.
Astaghfirullah.
Then you get divorced. She takes half your money and she takes the house.
What happens in America? These type of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you telling me there's no reason to hit her? Like
there's
times where you want. Man, I wish I could kill her.
I wouldn't hit her. I wouldn't hit her on that. I feel you though.
that's what that statement is.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You know, not that I'm saying you should hit a woman.
Yeah, but some people might be like, "What the hell?"
Being ignorant to say that there's no reason to hit a woman. There's always reasons to hit a woman. You just don't do it.
You don't do it. I agree with you. You gotta restrain. But
exactly.
I say the only time a woman might get hit where you can sit her down and say, "Well, sorry." Like if I had a sister, I don't have a sister. Okay, try to make it clear. If I have a sister and she's married, and she put her hands on her husband, and her husband hit her back to a point to stop her, and she come to me and say, "My husband did this," and I said, "What happened?" And she said, "Well, I start punching him in the face first, and he hit me back." I'm gonna say, "You got what you deserve."
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because that's different than you got what you deserve.
That's different when you just coming home and say, "Hey, baby, I made you macaroni and cheese," and then what?
Yeah, so we clear. We don't believe a man should put his hands on a woman. You know what I mean? But a woman shouldn't put her hands on a man. Simple as that. I think if everybody play that role, there'd be no hitting between man and woman.
Yeah, exactly. Because I do believe, I am a firm believer that all men and women, we're equal.
Of course,
we're equal.
Of course.
And I'm to the point where I'm on the side of the women when it comes to being more independent as well.
Yes.
And I do agree with you saying that. Like I come from that
whole independent movement. In some cases, it destroyed the family structure in America.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the history of America before, they didn't want women to work until the Rockefellers realized. They came up with a plan and said, if we allow women to work, now you're getting taxes from 50% more of the society. Mm-hmm. So they started off that where they wanted to get the money from the woman. Not saying that women shouldn't work. Mm-hmm. If a woman work, even in our religion, a woman can work as long as it's not mixing with men. It's certain, she's saved. Things like that is allowed. But when what happened in America, it destroyed the family structure because it put women in the workplace where some of the work and the jobs that men should be doing. And they let the woman work so long that they neglected their homes. They're not raising their kids. The man is working. In some cases in America, it takes two. In some cases all around the world now, it takes 2 salaries just to survive. Mm-hmm. So some people, they have no other choice. You know what I mean? But then you have a woman where she might not have to work, but because of this mindset, I'm independent, I'm going to go work anyway. I'm going to leave my children and this and this and that. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. I'm not against women working. Yeah. We're going to make that clear because people going to say, oh, he's living in Saudi Arabia against. No, that's not what we're saying. I'm not talking about Saudi Arabia. I'm talking about as American, and I love to read history, how when they first allowed women to work, it was only because they wanted to tax more of the country, more of the residents, more of the people from society. And it also, in some cases, destroyed the family structure. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where nowadays, they said ever since women started working in America, you have less marriages. You have more divorces. So it's a lot. Not saying that the woman can't work. Let's get that clear because some people going to say this and this and that. No. I'm just saying that everything should be balanced. Maybe everything should be done in the balanced way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as
balance, that's the key.
But that whole independent movement, it did a lot of, for women in America, I'm talking about, and worldwide, it do a lot of harm than good. Because for kids and for marriage, because no one should just feel 100% independent. For example, a man and a woman, they a team. A husband and a wife is a team. So with that, I'm independent. I don't need no man mentality. Actually would do more harm to a woman than anything else. And if the woman is destroyed, the society is destroyed. Yeah. So when you have a woman saying, I'm independent, I don't need no man, then it's very difficult. I remember one time I flew back in America, coming from Saudi Arabia, where you see how it is in Saudi, where a Saudi woman can pull up to a grocery store, pull up anywhere, the people come and deliver the food to her.
Yeah.
A Saudi woman, it's rare that you would see a woman in Saudi Arabia carrying grocery bags.
Exactly.
Because it's against the culture. Like, how can you let a woman do this? I remember one time I went back to America, if I'm not mistaken, I was in Atlanta. And there was a lady, bro. She was carrying the bags at the airport, like taking the bags off the, what is it? The
baggage claim?
The baggage courier. Yeah, she was removing heavy bags. This lady was at least 60-something years old. And I went and I helped her because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why they letting you do this? You know what she said? She said, I'm not with that women and men equal stuff. But of course she got to work. She had no other choice. But look at the job they put this old lady. This is somebody's grandmother and they making her carry heavy bags that most men can't carry.
Yeah.
So I just feel like everything should be done balanced. You know what I mean? And that woman herself, American, white American woman, non-Muslim, she said, I'm not with that man equal stuff because look what they got me doing. And if she doesn't work, maybe she don't provide for a family, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Because there's a big, I wouldn't say epidemic, but I was watching the news. I finally started watching news. But in South Korea,
yes.
So there was a thing going on in South Korea with spy cam. So a lot of men was recording
women at work and stuff.
No, like that and
I get
their relationships with the women without them knowing and like, or they'll get them drunk.
Yes.
And then
I get you. You know what I mean? Have to go in details, like, but I get because
sexual predators.
We got kids that watch this.
Sexual predators, right? So that's what's going on right now.
Wow.
And there was a Me Too movement going on in Korea.
Yes.
Which the Me Too movement in Korea for the women, I totally support it because
of course
the way
yes.
I know this is my people. I'm allowed to say this about my people.
Of course.
Because I've witnessed it myself. The way most Korean men are when it comes to women, like I'm against that. And so right now, what's going on in Korea, a lot of the younger generations, mostly the younger generation,
yes,
they're saying that they're not with the Me Too movement. Like they think that it should still be where men are above everything else. And that's the thing I don't get, because the thing about in Korea is, like, honestly, I think women are degraded in Korea. That's one thing I do not like about.
I would never thought
the way they do that in Korea.
The way the Korean people is, like, the personality, they calm, they quiet. The Korean men don't even seem aggressive. They just seem like they relax. Most Asian men I would have never expected.
They are more relaxed, but then they're a little too relaxed to the fact that they think that. So, you know, like in America, you got the Weinstein group. What's his name? That Weinstein?
The guy, they locked him up though, right?
Because and then R. Kelly with all that too. And then like there's a lot of like, you know, powerful men
that take advantage of their situation. Especially Hollywood. It's known as when a woman or a girl want to get a position or want to get a record deal or want to get a job in a movie, these people, unfortunately, they make these people do things that they shouldn't be doing. We know that. You know,
and that's going on in Korea right now. It's been going around in Korea ever since ever since I know.
It's crazy,
but
bro.
Here's the thing with that is, the thing with that is that I get it. There are some times where women are gonna cry wolf.
Yeah.
Said, "Oh, you raped me."
Yes.
And just off of what she says, you go to prison. Yeah, that happens.
It happens.
That happens all over the world. It
happened to the homie Mike Tyson. It happened to Pac.
Yeah.
You know, these happen all over the world.
So it does happen, you know.
That's why you got to have a fair judicial system set up.
But just because that happened to one person, you can't say
everyone is crying.
Screw all women.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's why you got to have a just judicial system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like certain system, even though if I say the word Sharia to you, what comes in mind? Sharia, like Sharia law, what comes in mind? Be honest.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Most people, they're afraid when they hear the word Sharia, they think it's just stoning people, cutting hands off. Most people, out of their ignorance. But Sharia just means law in Islam. The Sharia law protects not only Muslims, but even non-Muslims. So in Sharia law, they have, for example, the judicial system is set up where a person cannot come. I can't even say to you, I can't even go to somebody and say, Q, fornication is haram in our religion. It's not permissible for a man and a woman to have relations outside of marriage. So if I say to someone, Q had relations with that person under Islam, that's a big sin and it's punishable. But if I don't have proof, meaning that, let me show you how Islam works. If it's not proof, meaning that 4 witnesses who are trustworthy witnesses actually caught you on the act from 4 different angles, my testimony will be rejected. As me who brought that testimony, I would be punished from bringing the testimony without any proof. So that cuts a lot of this you know, let's point the finger stuff out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you have a strong judicial system set up, you are protected. You know what I mean? You're protected in so many ways where a person can't just say whatever they want and you just, because we have that in America, unfortunately. We got people, how many people locked up for cases that they have no involvement in, that they, for a situation that they wasn't even there. Some people get released after 30, 40 years because of the new DNA testing, but it was off of one person saying, this individual did that to me.
And they said, okay.
No proof he did it. That's so everything is about balance in life, man. You got to have balance everywhere and everything.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, shout out to my Korean sisters. You know, I got your back.
That's sad. You know what I mean? Hopefully the Korean people get it together. The dudes, man, respect women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the woman, your mother gave birth to you. You understand? So respect. If you don't respect your own woman, you know what I mean? Who else going to respect your woman?
Exactly.
So women need to be respected worldwide, whether it's America, whether it's Korea, no matter where it's at. Respect the woman. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's the only world news I saw though. It was as soon as I opened up world news,
so it's going
and I
down
saw Korea, South Korea, I was like, okay, what are they talking about now? And then that was like the main.
So what's the difference, bro? We know you guys had a war back in the day, Korea, North Korea, South Korea, and I heard even some people. I heard there's even relatives on both sides.
Oh, right? So you're gonna trip out when you hear this. Yes. So Korea used to be just Korea.
Yes.
There was no North and South.
Yes, I know that.
But there was two different democracies, right? The South wanted more like American democracy.
Yes.
You know, where everybody's free.
Yes.
Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and all that.
Yes.
You know, so forth.
Yes.
North Korea wanted dictatorship.
Mm.
That's what the communism comes in.
Yes.
Right now, I don't think there's any like Cuba.
So can you fly to Korea if you want?
Absolutely not. North Korea, no one could go in, no one could go out. That's how bad it is still.
So it's like a prison.
Yeah. So you remember the Soviet Union used to be communism under Joseph Stalin.
And they got their back broke.
Yeah, and then
they went to Afghanistan.
So that's done.
Yes.
And then Cuba used to be communism too with Fidel Castro, but then that's done now. Basically.
Yes.
China is still communist, but
a little different though.
They're more open-minded.
A little lenient, I think.
Yeah, they're more open-minded, you know?
Yes.
North Korea is still the old school hardcore communism country it is.
Because I seen I didn't know if it was propaganda, because you got to understand a lot of the stuff that comes on television, a lot of it be propaganda. We know that. But I seen where they pretty much was making it seem like the guys, they worship him like he's a god. Oh, they be lying.
Well, it's not that they worship him; they're
afraid of him
because you can't have no religion.
Dennis Rodman went there, you know that, right?
Yeah, and the North Korean president loves Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman said he had a good time in North Korea.
That's probably treated like a queen king.
Dennis Rodman was like, man, I don't know what y'all tripping on. Kim Jong-un, what's his name?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un, the homie. Dennis Rodman said, bro.
Yeah, no, but that's the difference between North and South, and
I see
that war has been going on since 1954.
Wow,
you know,
so it's still it's sensitive.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Now the funny thing is, I think the U.S. government's funny because when the whole Iraq war happened, they're like, "Oh, you have weapons of mass destruction. We're going there. We went there. Yeah. Even to this day, we still haven't found it.
For sure.
North Korea,
they have
not only do they have it,
nobody.
They gloated. They gloated to the Americans, saying, "Hey, we have nuclear weapons, and we want to shoot it at you."
And nobody.
And this is the American government. No, you don't. We don't believe you.
And they know they have it. True. Yeah. Facts. Crazy,
so
bro.
That's
because Jim Hong-Kung, I mean, what's the name?
You're close.
Jim Hong-Who.
Yeah, you're close. Actually, no, you weren't. It's Kim Jong-un.
Jim Hong-Who?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un ain't playing. That's why.
Homie don't play.
They know he ain't playing. If he said, we got it. We got it.
And we want to fire it at you. And American government.
I can't lie, bro. Your old passport picture, you look just
like
the North Korean president, bro. You lucky you told me to erase it, so I had to erase it out of my phone, man. But we might got to sneak that on the podcast. I said, boy, this is Jim Kong-Hu, whatever. This is cousin. This is cousin. Q-Q-Q, huh?
Because at that time, I was still chunky. You know,
I was chunky, bro. It was scary.
You know, I got the 5 head.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But the Koreans that's in America, they all cool. Like Nick, shout out to the homie Nick.
Yes.
You know, even though like we went through some, you know, difference, because most of the people that went to the African American communities, from the Asians, the Arabs, the whatever, it took some time to integrate, to get to know each other. So it always been some friction there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? With the Korean people at the beginning. Arabs, when they came like the Egyptians, and I just looked at them like light-skinned black people. So I grew up, I ain't know no different. But my community on Chancellor Ave, we used to have Chinese stores.
Yeah.
Chinese people, tough, bro. They in the middle of the hood. Bro, this is what blows my mind. Because the Chinese restaurants are in the middle of the hood. They got the bulletproof glass. I remember growing up, the glass is like this thick, literally, because, bro, we shootouts and everything go around them. They don't leave.
No.
Some people get afraid when they hear they come to work every day to cook that Chinese food. People outside fighting. People outside shooting. Bro, I remember as a kid, because, they used to cook the Chinese food in that big pot.
That big wok.
So we used to always mess with them. And one day we should throw stuff at them, a dead bird in there. Yeah. And at 4th of July, we'd shoot, Roman candles at them. Bro, they used to come outside banging with us. Yeah. They come outside throwing bottles back. They wasn't afraid. They didn't lock the door. So the Chinese people, they're a little crazy, bro. And they still in the hood.
Because the way they think about it is, okay, you're having a shootout. You're going to be hungry afterwards. You got to eat somewhere.
Fry that chicken. Lee Lou, fry the chicken.
Get the lo mein.
Jerome going to be hungry. Jerome going to need some chicken after the shootout. No, but the Chinese people in the hood, they crazy, bro. Yeah. They after a while, he's like, just leave them alone. You know what I mean? Just leave them alone, man. And that was it. Growing up in the hood, you don't really see other races.
No.
When I grew up in the hood, the only time I seen as a kid, it's sad that the only time I was seeing when the crack epidemic came, the only time I saw white faces, they was coming to our neighborhood to buy drugs.
Yeah.
Or I see them at school.
Yeah.
So other than that, besides Puerto Ricans and like Puerto Ricans, because they grew up with the blacks in America, the only other race I saw was the Chinese. But one thing I never saw them walking down the street or driving a car. Do they got underground? Like, they must leave the Chinese store in the underground, bro. I never seen any Chinese restaurant owner in the hood driving down the street. I never seen one driving or walking. How do they leave the Chinese restaurant? We need to know this.
Sometimes they don't, I guess.
Shit. Yeah, they must lock up and go. Because I swear I never.
Well, I know, like in New York, all the Chinese restaurants, they actually live upstairs.
Now it makes sense.
And it's connected.
It makes sense, bro. Because I never saw them walk outside or never saw them get in the car. I just saw them cooking.
Yeah.
So what else is up, bro?
Nothing much, man. I mean, aside from that, I mean, we got a lot of stuff coming up, and I think the viewers gonna love it, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be on point. It's gonna be on point.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm excited.
Especially
so the next show, they're gonna love it.
I think something's gonna drop soon.
For sure.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
And we got a shout out because we got word back from the homie Exhibit.
Yes.
Just as one guest. We got a few that reached back and said they want to do the show. We ain't gonna mention no other names, but shout out to Exhibit because that was love. He a West Coast legend.
Yes,
and the reason why it's a little more to me like a little more special dealing with Exhibit because we went through a period where Edie dissed him before on one of the Pac songs, and so it was some tension there. Even though we never let it get out of hand. I remember the only time I seen Exhibit, it was at one of these concerts back in the day, and the tension was there. He was with his homies, we was with our homies. Back then it was tension. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure he like Edie dissed him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now to see that we all grew up, we all matured. I actually saw him, if I'm not mistaken, a few weeks with Edie. I guess they did some music together. Yeah. So it's good. I just love to see that. I just love to see when people probably was on in a position where they probably was going to face off with some beef. They matured up and they become friends.
They let bygones be bygones.
So I respect Exhibit for that. So I'm excited to get him on the show, man. I can't wait, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, absolutely. I've always been a fan of Exhibit.
Yeah.
But that's not what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it on the low there.
That's not what I was talking about. No, we don't have to keep it on the low. It's just the thing I was talking about is your album.
Oh, this album.
Johnny J.
It's crazy, bro.
Johnny, dude, I'm like...
First of all, shout out to Johnny J. Legend.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And his family.
And his family, his wife, Cap. This thing is like, it's bittersweet. I would tell you why. Because the album they releasing, because they releasing it without my permission. They're very respectful. They was like family to me because Johnny J was producing Tupac when I was 16 years old. So after Pac died, and I kind of wanted to walk away from the Outlaws. I was a Muslim for 1 year. I didn't want to do music doing cuss words. So Johnny J hit me up. He was like, "Can I do an album on you?" Man, it's Johnny J.
It's Johnny J. You can't say no to Johnny J.
I said no. Yeah. So we did a whole album.
You did say no?
No, I said I couldn't say no. Did I say I said no?
Yeah, I thought that's what you said.
Maybe I said
Sorry, no
it,
speak English. Go ahead.
Me speak Spanish right now. I don't know what I just said. But anyway, I couldn't say no. So we did an album. What happened is it was the best lyrics as a poet that I ever did in my life, because maybe I wasn't drinking anymore, wasn't smoking. My mind was different.
It was clear.
It was clear. So,
because this is a joint. This is the one that Mike Epps is waiting for.
Yeah,
also,
that's what
right?
Mike Epps kept saying. I need that.
Yeah,
and I ain't want to tell them they're gonna drop it because I can't promote it. It's like I want good for them because they're family. So what happened is when they put me in the studio, we didn't sign a deal yet. I just signed a record deal with Johnny J. He was in touch with Interscope. He was in touch with Cash Money and Universal for a distribution deal. So every day for maybe 4 or 5 months, I'm working. So Johnny J was like, "Look, Mo, I just need you to be down with me. Here go $50,000 for your pocket." He spent $300,000 on making an album. So imagine $350,000 cash from his own pocket. And then a couple years later, or a year later, I come to him and said, because of my religion, I can't be involved with this anymore. But I gave him a chance. I said, "Look, Johnny J, you know, I'm learning more about the religion of Islam. I don't listen to music anymore. The impermissibility of these things, I have to step away. But I said, because you did this album and I'm signed to you, release it. And I have to stick with my contract, because even in Islam, you have to stick with your contract." So he was like, "Okay, I'm working on a few deals. Interscope gonna give me this amount of money." And then after a while, I didn't want to do the music anymore, bro. I got to the point of my life where I'm like, how can I be in a club or wherever performing around alcohol, girls, and drink? I just couldn't do it anymore. So I said to Johnny J, I don't have $350,000 to give him back.
Yeah.
So I just prayed every day, like, please, one day please Allah, get me out of this contract. And I just get a call one day from my lawyer, like a year later, saying, "Johnny J release you. He don't want a penny back." But out of respect, unfortunately, before I get to that, he died.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Johnny J, a beautiful person, man, just a good dude. He got locked up and he probably died about 2 years after that. You know what I mean? Talented dude. And his wife just told me recently, she said, for 20 years or close to 20 years, out of respect of your religion, I never released this album. But she like, now I have no other choice. We spent money on it.
Yeah.
And I said, that's your rights. You own that. You know what I mean?
But shout outs to her that she at least had the decency to ask you.
Very respectful.
Because I mean they owned it. They could release it. Bro,
who else would do something like that?
No one in the music industry.
Name someone in the music industry that can have something with the Johnny J produced 100 million records, who died, have the last album on one of the Outlaw members, NAPOLEON, for example. And out of respect of my religion, this woman for 18 years didn't release it.
Nobody would have.
She spent money to put herself in debt.
Yeah.
So when she releasing it now, or she's gonna release it soon, I can't say nothing. You know what I mean? I just can't say nothing. It's her. I want good. Like I said, it's bittersweet because I want good for her. They went through a lot. She lost her husband. And I hope she get her rights back. That's all I can say about that album.
And I'm going to listen to the hell out of it. Hell yeah. I'm waiting for this one too, man. Show me the album. Come on, please. I can't wait. Man. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm going to do some more poetry from time to time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I heard, not only from you, but I heard from other people too, that this is going to be like your best work ever.
Bruh.
But you know what's good about that though?
I can honestly say, Q, like writing, I have never reached that level until writing until that. You know what I mean? So that's why they thought I was crazy.
Because your mind was clear.
They thought I was crazy when I woke up one day saying I'm finished. They like, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody thought I was nuts. My brother and they, but years later, everybody understand now. They see the industry, they see, and she respected that. You know what I mean? But I still want to continue doing poetry, bro.
But
you know what I mean?
You know the upside to that is?
Yes.
You walked away at your highest peak.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that
you could probably reach higher, but then you walked away when you're in the green.
A lot of people don't know that, man. That when I left the music industry, the Outlaws were still on tour.
Yeah,
this was 18 years ago, so they still had closeness to Pac name, where it was a lot that we could have rolled. We still had some ride left in us. And then I signed to Johnny J. Back then, Johnny J was the hottest. Like Cash Money was coming in there. I remember Baby and coming in there begging for beats for Lil Wayne from Johnny J. Begging it. Like I used to see how, and he used to say, "Nope, I'm giving these beats to you, Moo." So I was at the height of my career, And that's why I thank God for that I didn't wait till I hit rock bottom and then left. I was like, you know what? It was a hard decision, but when I look back at it, I'm thankful that I made that decision. You know, but it was difficult. I imagine that difficult because I'm still close to the music industry, and it's the best music I've ever had. And then every musician have a point to prove. Every musician want to prove that they can increase lyrically, musically. So I got to that point where I got to a point that I was trying to reach my whole career in the music industry. I finally reached it. And then I was like, but now I gotta go. I can't do it. So people thought I was crazy because they kept saying, bro, do you know that? Like Mike kept said, they kept saying, do you know that album? How are you gonna walk away?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. I start thinking about like, how can I be a Muslim? For real, like, how can I be a Muslim? No Muslim is perfect. We all have our shortcomings. But as me, I try my best to follow my religion to the best of my ability. So if I know, like, for example, when we was in Spain, when you said, let's go out on a Friday, what did I say?
Too many bad things happen on a Friday. There's
I
too many
said
drunk. I don't want to deal
drunk.
with drunk people.
Yeah, I just said I don't want to be around drunk people.
Yeah.
So I was able to make a choice before I walk out that door. I'm in Madrid.
Yeah.
We in a neighborhood tourist area. Everybody drunk. I said, why walk outside at this time? The same with the music industry, bro. At that particular time, I'm Muslim. I know if I release that album, I have to be in nightclubs performing.
Yeah.
Alcohol is here, women. So I had to
promote it.
I have to promote it. So I sat back and say, why would I put myself back in that place?
That's haram.
So when people thought I was crazy, they didn't know that I was thinking of these things, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be around that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
I feel you though.
You not even Muslim and you don't even want to be around that type of stuff.
Yeah, I kind of don't know. I mean, that's because it's called maturity. I'm actually
mature, yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, you don't want no 40-year-old at a club full of 20-year-olds trying to, hey, how you doing? You know, so.
And I'm young back then. I'm still in my 20s.
Yes.
But I just was like, I did it. I just knew what would come. Like I realized that because every human is weak.
Yeah.
A person should never feel that he's so strong in his religion that he cannot make mistakes. That means the devil already got that guy trapped or that sister trapped. If a person feel like I'm strong enough on my religion, I can. No, you shouldn't feel this way. You should always say, I can fall into this sin. I can make this mistake. So I knew if I'm in the nightclub, one of my weaknesses, one of the things that got me in so much trouble, Q, was alcohol. So I'm finally at a state where I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. And I got to go back to a club when everybody drinking. I knew that there was a chance I can fall back to that. Once I go back to alcohol, I knew if I would have fell back that time, I would have never bounced back. That's what I kept telling myself. So I had to say, this album, is it worth it? Is it worth my sanity? Is it worth my religion? Is it worth me being in peace? Even though it's probably going to, at that time, probably would have made millions because Johnny J was alive. Interscope was going to back him. Cash Money gave us a deal on the table at that particular time. But I had to say, is that worth what I want to go through in life? Yeah. I want peace. You know what I mean? So I had to walk away.
It's fine though. It's fine though. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
At least you went after your dream.
I did it,
you know,
for sure.
At least that's the same thing with me. When I worked in Hollywood, the reason I did it after the military, it was always my dream.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want to be able to look at my kids and say, "Don't follow your dreams. It's not gonna work."
Yeah,
at least I tried.
You tried.
You know,
definitely. Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense.
You know, you have to dream big. You know what I mean?
Big. Come on, more quotes.
But
more quotes.
Dreams without goals is just dreams.
That boy on the road today with the quotes.
I'm gonna tell you where I'm getting all this from.
This guy's hitting with the quotes. He dropping a quote.
Here's another one. Don't confuse movement with progress, because you could run in place all day long. You're not going anywhere.
Wow, that's that's what they say. Similar to somebody say, don't work harder, work smarter. So
yeah,
because a joker work hard all day, but if you work smarter, you actually reaching your goal. Come on, hit me with another. Hit me with another one. Hit me with another one. Bro.
No, that's about it. No, it's earlier today.
I got a quote for you.
Okay, what's that?
My salama, we finished for the day.
No, so all these quotes, I gotta give a shout out to, Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, you love Denzel, bro.
He was giving a speech at a college.
Yeah.
For the future graduates of America, and this is all from there. And I ain't gonna lie, I was tearing up.
These quotes from Denzel.
This is part of his speech in the
I got a quote from Abraham Lincoln.
What's that? we are all created equal?
No, don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Which Abe Lincoln was this?
It wasn't on internet back then, but people believe anything. I remember I seen a post of that and people was retweeting it. I'm like, bro, Abraham Lincoln, what? Are these people crazy, bro? You can say anything on the internet now.
But yeah, so I think that's about it for today.
That's about it, man. That was a smooth, relaxed episode. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Let's go to MW, bro.
Yeah, we'll do that. But shout out to all the viewers. I know there's a lot of comments on some of the questions you want to ask. Some of the questions there's a question that was asked, but I told them you're going to have to wait because those guests are coming here. They're going to be on our show. It's a question about the Outlaws. But we're going to wait.
The Outlaws going to be on the show too. So let's
shout out to Edie, Young Noble.
Young Noble. And Castro, even though he's not on the social media and everything, but Edie, Young Noble, they will be our guests, God willing.
So thank y'all for watching. And last note.
Another quote?
Yep. So tonight, when all of y'all go to sleep, I pray that you put your slippers way under your bed tonight. So when you wake up in the morning, you would have to get on your knees to reach them. While you're down there, say thank you for mercy. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for humility. Thank you for your parents. And thank you in advance for whatever's already yours.
Dope.
As it don't.
Okay.
Denzel Washington again.
Boy, that boy got deep. Whoa, Denzel Washington. I thought you said that after you lost your shoes.
No.
I thought you came up with that, bro.
But honestly, after what happened with my shoes,
it made you more spiritual, I thought.
For some strange reason, that popped up on my YouTube.
Nah, because that was a test for you, bro. $20,000 sneakers. It was a test for you, bro. You either went crazy or he handled it like a G. He was like, you know what, man? I did a lot of wrong. This God paying me back. I felt it's dope, bro.
Because I'm a big believer of what goes around comes around. So,
facts.
You know,
you put out good, you get good. You know what I mean? Sometimes things is a test. Sometimes God tests us like just to see if we thankful.
Yeah.
Like similar to what the quotes you said. So
my brother said, my brother said one thing. He says, you could do 10 things good and take 10 steps forward. You do one thing bad, you're 20 steps back. So now you have to do more good to catch back up just off of that one mistake you made.
Wow.
And I think I'm learning that now.
You're learning that.
Yeah.
And another thing, I know I keep trying to call you to Islam, but in Islam, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught us that if you do one good deed, God, Allah, He writes us down up to 10 folds, 20 folds, multiple. But if you do one bad deed, Allah only write it down as one bad deed. So one good deed, multiple rewards. One bad deed is only written down as one. Join us, bro. You know, join us, inshallah.
All right, we out.
We out.
MW?
MW.
Let's do it. Let's go.